Yeah, that's a fear, and it's valid. The the thing that's so when a seller tells me that, what I look at and I ask more about is their motivation to sell. Why are you selling? Do you absolutely need to sell? Because let's face it, if you don't need to sell and you can hang on, then hang on to it until the market is right for you to sell. But if you do need to sell, there's things that you can do. I mean, this market has shifted where now you have more negotiating power with the seller when you sell your place and you go buy. One of the things that you can do is that in the contract itself, you you can make the purchase of the property that you're buying contingent on you actually selling your home. Right? And we're seeing that more and more these days. Sellers don't like it, but if that other seller has to sell and to move, they are now being much more flexible in doing that. You could, when you sell your property, you can also get a rent back. You can get up to a 60-day rent back when you sell your property, and if that buyer really is in love with your property, they'll give you that. Now, in the past, that rent back, because it's a seller's market, it would be free, but it's not that anymore. So what you're looking at is that you would probably have to pay something, 2 months rent if it's a 60-day rent back, to be able to stay there. I'm saying too much. Let's start over. I
Okay.
got myself saying you know. Okay. So yeah, that's a pretty main concern that sellers have these days. Let's face it, no one wants to sell their home and be homeless. And so there's a couple of things that you can do. We are in a shifting market. And in the shifting market, when you sell your house as a seller and when you're on the buyer side, a lot of times you can actually negotiate a contingency to that you would buy the new property contingent on you successfully selling or closing the sale of your property. Now, if that seller needs to sell, a lot of times they will work with you and they will go ahead and do that. So that's one thing that you can do. Another thing that you can do is that you can also negotiate a rent back. Now, when we're in the seller's market, most rent backs were free. These days, because the market has shifted, you probably are going to have to pay something, for that rent back. Now, I say you can get a rent back for up to 2 months, and the reason I say 2 months is because lenders will look at that, and any rent back which is over 2 months, the lender can actually change the type of loan that you're getting, and make it and bump it up a point. And so, because they can call it an investment property if that rent back is longer than 2 months. So keep in mind that if you do a rent back, the maximum that you can do is 2 months. And those are 2 ways that you can actually kind of solidify the house that you're buying when you sell yours.